What is going on, testicular Yu-Gi-Oh players? This is DeBreedy317 here, and today I just got a Shonen Jump Alpha card in the mail, and people kept saying we're gonna get Gustav Max, and it was confirmed, but they were liars. As you can see, this is not Gustav Max. This is Slifer, the Sky Dragon, and I am super excited about this because it's the final Egyptian god card that we can have now. All three of them are now playable. The Winged Dragon of Ra and Obelisk is. So now we have Slifer, which is pretty cool. And its effect is the exact same effect that they have on the show. So, I think this is going to change the game pretty good. What it does is, it requires three tributes to normal summon it, and it cannot be... Wait, what? 3 tributes to normal summon, and cannot be... Oh, right, it cannot be set. I was reading it wrong. This card's normal summon cannot be negated. When normal summoned, this card effects cannot be activated. So, you can't Bottomless Trap Hole this card, you can't Solemn Warning this card, you cannot stop this guy's summoning, which is insane. That's really good. During the end phase, if this card was special summoned, send it to the graveyard, which I don't really like, but I guess that makes sense just because this card has a completely unfair effect. So that makes it more balanced. So that's another one of its weaknesses, aside from requiring 3 tributes. So those are 2 weaknesses of it. And it gains 1,000 attack and defense for every card in your hand, just like in the show. And if your opponent... when a monster is normal or special summoned to your opponent's side in the field in face-up attack position, that monster or monsters loses 2,000 attack, and if its attack is reduced to 0, it is destroyed. That is insane. I personally think that that could change the game a lot, this meta. Just because, think about, if you get this guy out, think about how many decks that completely kills. Because now, Rabbit is dead, because you summon a Rabbit, and you'd have to either set it face down, so that it won't be targeted by that last effect, and then wait next turn to flip summon it, and then you could use Rabbit, but most likely you could attack Rabbit while it's face down with this guy. Also, if you were to use Rabbit to get out your Cobblezools or Sabersauruses in attack mode, then they'll just be destroyed instantly because his effect. And not only that, but Torguide's dead because Torguide only works if it's normal summoned, and not if it's set and then flip summoned. If this guy's on the field, Torguide won't work anymore. Torguide's dead. There's also Effect Veiler won't work on this guy because it's a continuous effect. So Effect Veiler can't negate it. And I'm trying to think of other examples. Evolves are hit a lot because then they can't utilize their effects. The only deck that I could think that actually is still crippled but still stands a chance up against Slifer is any kind of dragons, because dragons usually have an insane amount of attack points. So they're still like crippled though, because Heretics, some of them have 2,000 attacks, so that won't work. And Chaos Dragons, they still work well, but now they don't have Eclipse Wyvern or Red Eyes Wyvern. They don't have any of those guys. So now Dragons are crippled, but they're still manageable. So Dragons would definitely have the greatest chance up against Slifer. But another card that I could also think of Dark Worlds. With Grapha, they could work up against this, because Grapha, when it's discarded, you destroy 1 card, so you could destroy Slifer. And I could also see Stardust working on it, because Stardust won't be destroyed by this guy's effect. Stardust will go down to 2,000. Stardust will go down to 500. And the great thing about this card's effect is that it's reduced by 2,000, and it's not until the end phase. So, it's permanent like that. So, cards. So Stardust will stay at 500 for the remainder of the game, unless it's, you know, tributed and then some back, which is possible. So that's insane. And then you're just gonna hoard the cards in your hand while you have this card. So you're gonna try to get this card to 6,000, which is pretty crazy if you have a 6,000 beater that has all these great effects. And I can think of a few weaknesses for this card. Like I said, Grapha. Another one, it's hard to get out. You need to tribute 3 monsters. And I could see BLS and Chaos Sorcerer taking this guy down because they can remove from play a monster, and they both have over 2,000 attack, so they could get over Slifer pretty well. The only thing I could think about that is then BLS and Chaos Sorcerer are crippled for the rest of the game because they lost 2,000 of their attack points, and BLS is really just insane because it has 3,000 attack and it's just a giant beater. So BLS won't last too long with only 1,000 attack. So I could really see this card changing the game. I could see some decks kind of revolving around getting out Slifer, stuff like that. I can see that happening. I'm not going to say it will happen because it is a risky thing, because I could see decks like that being really inconsistent, but I could see once they get their combos working, it's going to be pretty insane. So I'm going to try to get all 3 of the gods. So Slifer's not going to be traded for now. If you have Raw or Obelisk, I'll trade for those. Only the ultra rare ones. I don't want the gold rare, the super rare. I don't want the gold rare Obelisk or the super rare Raw from the Order of Chaos thing. I just want the Shonen Jump versions. So comment, rate, and subscribe, and check out my trade binder if you have the gods, and tell me what your opinion is in the comments, and I'll see you guys later.